It's a summertime tradition involving music, parades, and performances, a commemoration of the day that marked the end of the 246-year era of slavery in the United States.
On June 19th, 1865, General Gordon Granger, who was a Union Army general, who was responsible for the district, the Emancipation District, including Texas, landed in Galveston, Texas, Galveston Bay, and read a proclamation declaring that from that moment, enslaved Africans were free.
Dubbed Juneteenth, or Freedom Day, June 19th is now observed as a state holiday in 45 states across the U.S. For many African Americans, it's a day to reflect on the successes and continuing struggles in the fight for racial equality.
It helps us to understand and explain why America is the way that it is today. And so, while, I would rather that America had never been a slave society, the fact of the matter is that it was, and the effects of slavery are still felt in American society today. So we know from whence we came, and hopefully we are learning how not to repeat the mistakes of the past.
While festivities include concerts and family gatherings, perhaps the most significant is the preserving of ancestry, says Floyd Cooper, illustrator of the Juneteenth for Mazie picture book.
It's a coming together on this day, and the elders in the family pass on stories to the young, and they pass on our family histories, history of our of African Americans, just sort of the legacy of the African-American experience through family stories.
It's the need to continue that legacy that led Kizzie Calhoun to include her son in the Juneteenth parade in San Antonio.
But we have to reach back down to remember where we came from in order to be successful in our future.
Juneteenth this year coincides with the first congressional hearing in more than a decade on reparations for slavery. Supporters are pushing lawmakers for compensation to the descendants of slaves.
Millions of people taken from one continent to another and forced to build basically the modern world system. You can't repair that completely. What you can do is not only acknowledge it, but try to create a society where the descendants of those people are restored.
As African Americans continue to weigh the lasting impacts of slavery, Juneteenth gives a call to celebrate the nation's step towards liberty for all. Jesusemen, VOA News, Washington.